I did not hear you. Who'd you sing to?
Do you want to? We can do it again if you want.
No, that's okay. We'll pass. We'll move on. I bet. Did we tape it? We got a tape. I'd like to see that review then.
I guess Ty Freifogel was Offensive Player of the Week. I know he has the touchdown catch. I know he's not always been the most targeted guy, but he's been versatile for you guys outside, inside this year. What's his growth been like from a guy that played last year but didn't really do much statistically to a guy that's obviously seen his role expand this year?
Well, yeah, when we lost Luke and Wap both these previous weeks, he had to go in and play slot like you mentioned, and that's not an easy job. That slot position is one of the harder positions to learn, in any offense, and he's done a great job of really working at that. So now he's created flexibility for us and himself of being able to play inside or outside, and I just saw him really take a step forward this week. I thought he played a lot better and that was a great catch. That was a 50-50 ball that he came up with. So, we're really encouraged with where he is right now.
Coach, coming into the season, the quarterback battle, one of the deciding factors was taking care of the ball. Peyton has turned the ball over, I think, 7 or 8 times. What are you working on with him to prevent that? And is that a discussion point in maybe mixing in Michael Penix and seeing what he has?
Right. We talk about personnel every Sunday. We review it, go over it, we talk about it, which we talked about, the quarterback position. We'll do so again today and through the entire week. So, but to, like for instance, the interception, his last one down there in the red zone, that was a RPO where we run it or we can throw it, and we've used that a lot down there, and it was a situation where he should have handed the ball off. And so we've just, he knows he's got to make better decisions that way, and that's where it is. It's more in the decision making.
Coach, what's the challenge of the Penn State defense? Some of your guys mentioned they move a lot before the snap.
Yeah, they do. They're very moldable. When we go back and talk about the season, you heard us talk a lot about Virginia, how moldable they were. I mean, they were all over the place. And now this team, this defense, is even more moldable than them. So they give you a lot of looks up front, a lot of different looks in the secondary and things like that. So it's a challenge to go against those. Yes.
Coach Allen has preached being aggressive as a program on defense. How do you make sure that the offense is aggressive enough to match the rest of them?
Well, we've tried to be, and and I said this last week, I believe it was. There's times like the pass we threw to Freifogel for the touchdown was against more tighter coverage, and it was a go route, which he kept on. Well, later in the game, we called the same thing, and we ended up hitting one of the receivers for about a 14, 15-yard gain where they pulled up, because, you're trying to be aggressive, trying to get the ball down the field, but if the coverage is now loosened up and you can't get by them, now you got to attack in front of them, And so, I feel like we were aggressive. We played some 5 wide receiver formations, throughout the game and things like that, and I don't feel like we let up that way. It's just sometimes it's what they give you.
In the running game, you guys struggled running the ball against Michigan State, Ohio State, and Iowa. Now they're very good defenses, but what needs to change in the running game so you don't become one-dimensional?
Right, good point. And our running backs averaged over, I think it was 4.01 or something like that on a carry, which you're going to, against great defenses, that's good. That's good against any defense. But where we were, because of some sacks that we gave up that yardage, and then so now that average is down. But, against them, I thought we ran the ball at times very effective, which against a defense that's not been giving up yardage against the run. We just, it really, offense comes down to all 11 guys executing. You have one guy that doesn't execute, whether it's in the run game or throw game, whatever it may be, then you're not going to probably have a very good play. Defense, a guy can make a mistake, whatever, but the pursuit to the ball in tackling can make up for that. And offense is just the opposite. You can't afford that, and we've just got to get better in our execution and our one-on-one matchup stuff.
Yeah, speaking of that, I think you guys had 22 first downs. You had as many red zone trips as they did, I think.
Right, I know. I mean,
know.
we moved the ball. You know, it's not like we were out there, not moving the football. We were moving the football. We had to do a better job in the red zone.
Well, for example, the very first drive, really good drive. Get down to 3rd and 5, Ronnie gets 3, and then you have to kick a field goal. I mean, when you look back at that play or whatever plays happened in the red zone, what could you learn from that, or what did you?
Well, really,
try?
yeah. We looked at play, and really, we had one player that didn't really execute what he should have done, and really we felt like we could have had the first down. So it goes back to execution in that term. So I don't look at that call as being any, we'd do it again. I mean, the safety was way back, and he's the guy that ended up coming up. But we just had, one player that didn't execute a technique right, and it hurt us.
Any more questions? All right.
I'm not going to watch that replay of Happy Birthday, by the way, anyway. So was it good or not? Should I watch it or not? No, let it go? All right.